I got diagnosed. I don't know what you call it, guys. I went to the doctor and he was like, oh yeah, you do have ADHD, right? And so it turns out that just happened like earlier this year. I didn't know that I did. I was always a good kid in school. Be it because of how my mind works, I'm constantly thinking of questions. Like, how big is like the biggest ant in the world? You know, how can I like, is there like alternate ways to zip up pants? I just think of just random things, right? And I have to Google it. I will literally wake up in the middle of the night and be like, Google, what's the world's largest rubber band ball? And I find out the answers to it. And so one day I realized I do not remember a large majority of my childhood. I just don't. Coco asks me to share stories, and like, I know a couple stories about my time as a BMX bike rider. I know a couple stories of like lifeguarding, you know, some events that like just really stand out, but the majority of my childhood, I don't remember a good bunch. So I looked it up one day. I was like, hey, Google, why can't I remember anything? And I didn't know this, but it turns out that sometimes one of the ways that ADHD works is that you don't remember stuff. And surprisingly, I'm not the only person who deals with this, that they don't remember a good portion of their childhood. Well, now, you know, I finally got on some medications and stuff. I think I'm going to remember from this time on. When it comes to God, I think a lot of the times we can all be a little guilty of having spiritual ADHD, where as soon as a struggle arrives, as soon as something big happens in our life, we immediately forget all that God has already done for us. We immediately forget that God has actually brought us through every moment of our entire life, through the good and the bad, through death and loss, through triumph and victory. Like, God has carried us through every step of the way. So why does it feel like every time we come across the next big thing, it feels like he's going to stop now? It feels like this is the last thing. God isn't going to help me with this one. It feels so easy to forget the things that God has done. And then guess what? God always comes through. He always comes through. In one way or another, you are only here because God has continued to come through in your life. And sure, maybe it wasn't in the way that you wanted it to be, but even Romans 8, what we read the other day, Romans 8 says that he makes all things work together for the good of those who love him and are called according to his glory. So even if something bad has happened in your life, it's not that God failed, it's that now he's able to use these bad circumstances in a way to glorify himself. All of these things eventually work for good for us and to glorify God. So in these big moments where we feel like we don't know what's going to happen next, we don't know if God's going to carry us through, let's take a second and remember what God has already done. Guys, remember, the Bible says that God does not change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. If God was with you 365 days a year for the past 28 years, why would he stop today?